Hello, everybody. My name is Mariano. I'm part of the front-end team on YPROM, and we are here to present the online tech talk for a chat integration using Cometchat. So, first of all, to remind you all that the online tech talk space is here in order to be able to share your ideas, to knowledge, everything that may happen you during the week, and will be really appreciate if you can join every Friday here and share everything, your ideas or comments. So if you are listening this on YouTube, you can subscribe our channel and give us a like. So today we are going to talk about Cometchat and how to make a basic implementation on a React Native application. So what's Cometchat? Basically, Cometchat is a platform that lets you build the tool for messaging between your users, and it have different options in order to integrate within your app. Like, for example, some chat widgets to use in a wizard. So you can drag and drop the basic elements of a chat and build your own experience using that. You also have several SDK kits in different languages. So you can use them as examples or just make the implementations from there. And in our case, what we are using is basically the API to make some requests in order to use mainly the messaging platforms regarding conversations and messages. So what features Cometchat have? Basically, it has several things, everything that is nowadays being used in instant messaging. For example, group chats, typing or reading indicators, bots, online presence, and it has some cool things as the feature to add some metadata to your messages, so you can build your own user experience to build links on messages. I will show some of those in the future slides. So how you need to implement the Cometchat is really easy. First of all, you need to go to their page and to create the app. You have some trial setups there that will let you use, I think currently is 25 users, active users. So you can develop the application with no issues. And after finishing the setup, you will end up with the authentication key you will use to do all the requests to the API. And also you will end up having another secure key for your application that will be used if you want to manage all those kind of users and features. The first thing that you need to do in your app file, app.js file, is to init the Cometchat library. You can send them the configuration for the application. In this case, in the piece of code we have there, we are letting them know that we want to subscribe the presence for all the users. So once logged in, all the users in the platform will be able to see that the user that is using the platform is logged in. Also, there are some regions there, but They are only for some performance purposes, but every user is able to see all the users, no matter which region they are. So what we are doing in our current project is to make this call after the login that will try to log into the Cometchat platform. In order to do that, we are using a unique ID. In this case, it's the user ID. And we are basically checking if we are able to log in or not. If we are not able to log in, it will mean that the user is not yet created. So what we are doing is to create the user, adding them the email, adding the avatar if it's needed. We have an onboarding page, so we have the avatar there, also the email, and we have some metadata that we load into the Cometchat user that we can use later on in order to improve the performance on the chats. So after the login, what you will like to do is to use the extension they have in order to use the push notifications. In order to use that, you will get the Firebase Cloud Messaging token and will register the device within the Cometchat. And after that, what you will do is to simply register the actions that you will like to do on those push notification messages. The next step is, as they are already logged into the platform, is to retrieve the total list of the conversations they may have. In this case, we are using the request builder that will have some configuration properties, like, for example, the limit of the conversation we want to retrieve. In this case, is based in 50. And some cool stuff that you can do after you receive the conversations is to get all the unread conversations. So you can, for example, display to the users how many messages they still haven't read. This is an example of the response of that call. We have here a list of conversations. The conversations are using the unique ID we have said. And in this case, we have two different conversation types. We are using the user type, sorry. The other type is the group, that is for group chats. We are not yet implementing that, but the response is quite similar. So in this object, you may end with the user information that you are talking about, and also the last message information that is useful to build your conversation list, like in any instant message application. So for example, we have this that is basically the list of your conversations, some metadata of those users, and in this case, we are displaying when the last message was sent and the content of such message. In order, once you get those conversations and you want to get into a conversation, you can get the entire conversation messages using the message request builder. And after doing that, you would like to mark them as read. So the other user will receive such read acknowledge. Also, as you are going to be on an active chat window, you will like to add the listener in order to be able to receive the messages and update the chat every time you are receiving a message on that active window. And if you want to send a message, you are going to use the send message method that simply create the message and send it to that unique ID. And you don't need to forget to set up the conversation type. In this case, keeps being user because it's a one-to-one user conversation. I'm displaying here an example of Lucas Velot conversation where we have some user metadata that is the title of the user. And we have also some message metadata that was created before sending the message that will let you add any extra data you want in order to build a better experience. So in this case, we are using it to display some links or some system messages related with some interaction between users. So after doing the implementation, we have faced some challenges. The first one was that we needed to search for messages and not for conversations. And currently, the Cometchat API should let you search between the conversation you have. So you can search for a username, but you are not able to search for a message that is into a conversation. You need to use another method that will let you search for messages, but just in a single conversation. So in order to make this happen, what you need to do is to implement the webhooks Cometchat have in order to store the content of the messages you want into your own database, and then you can look up through the messages there. Also, there are another things that may happen, that is that if your application is really old and you have a big QA team, you may end up with more than 25 active users in your trial applications that you use for staging or development, or maybe demo. And then you need to, from time to time, you need to clean up those users or remove them in order to be able to keep creating users and communicating between them. In the recent releases, what we have faced also was a new requirement from the review guidelines in iOS that was for the deletion feature. So in order to remove all the data for a user, what we are doing on Cometchat is to update the user and to remove all the metadata we have there, the avatar and also the name. So none of the user data is going to be kept on our database and also on Cometchat. Basically, this is some of the pros and cons that Cometchat have. One of the pros is it's an easy setup, really easy. You simply need to create the app as I have shown, and the implementation goes step by step, pretty fast forward. On the other hand, you also have several examples there on the GitHub page with a lot of different languages. So you can easily find what's going on or how to implement it in React Native, or if you want to implement a web solution, also you can end up with a cross-platform chat. And another good thing related to Cometchat is that it have a lot of features. They call them extensions. Some of them are these ones. I have displayed to you the push notification one, and we are using also the avatar, but you can end up using emojis or GIF search, stickers, reactions, media files, preview links, you have plenty of interactions there, and you can end up with a really cool messaging application. The big cons it have is that most of these are paid extensions, so you will need to end up with the high tier plan in order to be able to use it. These are the current plans they have. It's basically based on the quantity of active user you have on the platform. And in our case, as the main purpose of this was to improve the user engagement in the platform, with the basic plan, the startup one, you are able to use the push notifications, you are able to use the media messages that let you share any file. And also you can use the avatar one that are the main ones being used. Questions? I don't know if I have been clear.
I have a couple of questions, Mariano. Apart from the call it API, does Cometchat also give you some sort of web interface that you can use to diagnose or to monitor what's going on behind the scenes?
Yes, they have a wizard to build the messages, and also they have a panel, an admin panel, to let you know what's going on regarding the messages, the users that have been created, the groups, etc. And they also have one of the extensions. I didn't research a lot about it, but it lets you moderate channels and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, and the second question was regarding the pricing. I've seen that the 3 tiers both start, all the 3 tiers starts with 1K. And you mentioned that there is 1K active users. Do you know what's the definition of an active user?
Yes, the active users are the user that have logged in the last 30 days.
Okay.
That's why the free tier that have just 25, it's useful just for a station, but you may end up needing to clean up the database, because in 1 month you may end up using a lot of users.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. Yes, I have a question. Do you know about Twilio, and what would be pros or cons in comparison with this other framework?
We haven't used Twilio. In the past, I have used Twilio in order to send SMS to users, but not to build a chat. Sorry.
Okay.
That's something that we didn't have research, because we needed to implement something really quick, and the client went with this idea. So when we saw that this the implementation was easy and doable in just a few days, we should go ahead with it. Any other questions?
Yes, Mariana, you implemented this on a React Native applications. Have you implemented any push notifications to alert users that they have messages?
Yes. The piece of code that was there was a functional code, and you will end up using the Firebase notifications and the Apple notification system with this, and the integration was the configuration on their side is also really easy to follow. It's just a single some steps in order to set up your keys from Firebase, and you will end up with push notifications working there. Another good thing that they have is a method that lets you block users. So if you want to mute push notification from a certain group or a certain user, you can freely do it. I don't know, guys, if you have any other questions. Well, if you don't have any other questions, I will invite you all to put a like there on YouTube channel and invite you to share your ideas or knowledge in the next Tech Talk. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mariam.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.